Hello. Hello. Hi. I forgot how to do everything. I'm so far away. Is that where I usually go? I don't remember. Where am I? Is this where I usually am? Seems right enough. Okay. Go with it. Where's my webcam? I'm doing watercolors today because I want to make postcards. Making postcards for my friends. Ugh. Yeah, there we go. Where's my webcam? There it is. Hi. Hello. I got my lab coat. Ready. Okay. I made a bunch of friends on my trip, and I had literally forgotten that I told a bunch of them that I would send them postcards until I received one first. Someone else sent me a postcard first. I had kind of forgotten that I was supposed to be making some to send. And to be honest, yeah, the snail mail delight. Hi, void fish. I don't actually remember how many people I'm supposed to be sending postcards to, so I want to make 4. I'm making 4 today. I don't even think these are going to function as actual postcards. I think what's going to happen is I'm going to make these, and then I'm going to have to put them in an envelope, because I'm worried that they won't hold up under the stress of postal service. You know, most postcards are laminated in some way. They're shiny, they're smooth, they have a protective coating. This is just watercolor paper. What I did was, I might need to zoom so you can see. It's gonna be difficult to see on the webcam, but I sketched this is girls very lightly in pencil, and then I did it again, and then I did it again, and then I did it again. So I have 4 iterations of the same postcard that I can do lining on, hopefully, and then paint over it with watercolor. And it's got to be watercolor, because the reason I agreed to send postcards was because of how much people appeared to like my watercolor paintings. So they wanted watercolor. They wanted watercolor postcards. I know there's at least 2 people. So Can't do less than 2. But it could be more. It could be as many as 4. I cannot recall. How do I... Okay. I need it to be focused. Oh, that's less focused. Yeah, it's probably good. Sure, webcam, whatever you think. No! Whatever you think counts as focused. There. I'm gonna go for it. Watercolor is inherently messy. It's better if you let it do what it's gonna do and don't try to control it too much. So I'm applying the same philosophy to the pen. This is tiny. There she is. A little head. Oh, it's still kind of blurry. Yeah, watercolor makes the rules. You just write it wherever it's going. Like an extra evil horse. I don't know if I go that far. I think horses might be slightly more evil than watercolor. And I say this as a horse appreciator. Oh. Genie! You created an earthquake! This is gonna be happening. This is just what I'm working with today. And most days, honestly. Genie. Stop! Genie! Do you want to get painted or not? You are behaving like a girl who does not want to be painted. Genie, leave it alone. Genie. She hates being appreciated. Genie. Where are you going? No. No. Genie. Guinea. Guinea. Oh, sneezing. Here, look. You wanna be a little star? Yeah. Again. Say hi. No. There she is. Okay. You go, Guinea. Oh, look at her. That's you. That's a picture of you I'm trying to draw, but you have other ideas. Yeah. Oh, you're so cute. Okay, I know. Well, if you don't want to get picked up and flung around and held like a baby, don't mess with the lights in the webcam. I'll just start doing that every time she goes up there to dissuade her. I don't think it'll work. I don't think she's gonna learn. But I will do it. He's got a beautiful, beautiful little lion nose. She is the pinkest girl ever. I hope I can adequately portray and communicate in watercolor her pinkness. I don't know why I decided to dress Tiny for this depiction, because she's almost never dressed. But I think I just wanted them to be consistent. She looks dumber in her PJs. It's true. She looks dumber and cuter. Mm. Okay, good one. My postcard factory. I'm thinking next time I go on a big trip, I'm gonna do something similar to this. Like, Okay, you know how you know how a bunch of people had art prints? I want to do that, except they're not prints. Like 100 small watercolors. Original pieces, but they're made in an iterative factory style like this. But they're still original, so it's still cool. How long would that take? I guess it depends on how many. 100 wouldn't be so bad, because I could just do 3 a week. Or 10 every 2 weeks. For the preceding year. Which is a lot. But it also sounds doable. It'd be like a trading card. Like about that size and about that philosophy. Ooh. Where are you? I don't know where you went. No. What? Here we go. It doesn't really take that long as long as it's small and relatively simple. It's okay if there's mistakes. It's watercolor. Oh, this one's really hard to see, actually. This doesn't get picked up on the camera at all. But the pen does. It's okay. My secret sketch. I love doing little cartoons of them because they have such perfect trapezoid heads. They have such geometric little heads. Like, painting will definitely be the most time-consuming part, but I think doing it like the factory style way will make it way more efficient because I can just do one part of the first one and then move on to the next one. And then by the time I loop all the way back around to the first one, it'll be dry and I can do the next part. Mm-hmm. There we go. It's kind of nice to have an image of the lines on the webcam. It's a little bit like what is the feature in Clip Studio Paint or Photoshop called where you have a smaller version of your canvas kind of up in the corner? It's kind of like that. I really like having that to look at. Yeah, the overview. Yeah, it's kind of like having that, but for a physical traditional piece. There we go. No, you need some little ear wrinkles. One more. Another big dumb eyes. It feels kind of uncanny to not be being bothered all of a sudden. I did not think they were actually gonna let me do this. They were so annoying while I was trying to set it up. But it should be their prime nap time right now anyway. That guinea mouth came out weird. It's okay. The eyes are cute. I think a critical character design element of Tiny is that she always looks a little bit surprised. I hope I can convey that. Yay! Mine's done. Actually, you need ear wrinkles. You're too tiny. Okay. Let's get rid of the pencil. Should be dry enough. I don't want it to smear the ink around. Almost lost my paintbrush. One. Is that good? I actually thought I had sketched these way too heavy. Like I'd pressed too hard with the pencil, but it's coming right off. Guess not. The poor autofocus. Here we go. Okay, this one I definitely pressed too hard on. I spoke too soon. We have extremely stubborn pencil marks. Yeah, you can see, I think part of the problem is that this is hot press watercolor paper. So it's way smoother than a more standard, I guess, cold press. So it's hanging on to the indentations I made with the pencil. It's a really nice watercolor paper. I think it was expensive. I got it a long time ago, but I've held on to it. And it came in a block format. Let me grab it. I'll show you. I think this is a more legit format for watercolor paper. It's like this. Let me not be zoomed in. Like this. And then it's glued down on the short side, or on the long side, rather. So you can kind of see that there are distinct sheets of paper, but you can't pull them apart because they're glued on this edge. And you're, according to this, packaging, you're supposed to paint directly on this without removing the page. You're supposed to open this up and make your painting while it's still adhered to the rest of the block. And then, okay, it actually says somewhere. Yeah. It says on the back, conveniently bound on two sides, paint directly on the block without the need to wet or stretch the paper. Once your painting is complete, it can easily be separated from the block, revealing a fresh sheet underneath. I'm sure it's easy for someone, but I'm not that someone, because you could. I have struggled every single time I want to get a sheet off of this thing to cut or to paint on. I always just totally mangle the one that's underneath it. I think you're supposed to run an X-Acto knife along the edge to separate it, but it's just never worked cleanly for me. I'll have to watch a YouTube video. I never bothered trying to look up a watercolor paper tutorial because I thought it would be self-explanatory pretty much. It's watercolor paper. And it says it's easy. Why would it lie about how easy it is? What the? Okay, I'm gonna put this back. Hold on. Okay, putting it back. Shit. Girls. You almost killed me! Anyway, that's been my trial and tribulation with the watercolor paper, which has no business being as difficult as it is, and it's probably a skill issue. But that's been my experience. Ah! I have to decide on a color scheme, I guess? A color method? Turn this way. You back up a little bit. A little bit. Yeah. How many can I lay out? I guess I could have 3 out. Three at a time. I was thinking this could be a holiday postcard. But I don't necessarily want it to be a holiday postcard. I just want it to be a hello. A hello day. Hi postcard. All season. Greetings from girls. No reason I couldn't do multiple different color schemes, I guess. I'll start with the bottom. Get out of it. I did a lot of watercolor painting on my trip, and one thing I realized from doing a lot of watercolor painting while traveling is that my single brush method does serve me well for traveling purposes, but I should probably get, in all honesty, an additional watercolor brush for home. Maybe I don't want to walk around with multiple watercolor brushes, but it is kind of crazy that I just have the single paintbrush. And that's all I ever use. This is not a particularly big piece of paper, and I'm still wishing I had a larger brush for washing it. Actually, you know what? We'll do the whole thing. Whole thing! Everything washed. Ooh, this is gonna get so wrinkly. Because I didn't tape it down. try and leave Genie Girl untouched by the blue because she's very white. She can have a little bit of blue. Tiny. Tiny! In no way that's getting picked up on the mic, but she is. Digging. My honey girl. Tiny. Tiny, no. Yeah. I'll have this one be a blue base. I'll make them all different. That sounds fun. Yeah. Okay. You sit there and dry. Man, this paper soaks up a lot of water. Dig, 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 dig. Well, I think if the digging proves one thing, it's that my idea about the timing was right, because if she's digging in the curtains, that means she's settling in. I was right to start at 1:30 because now girls will be asleep. Moo? Moo? Somebody mooed. Okay, I'll do purple for this one. Maybe a gradient? More purple towards the top and red at the bottom. Yeah. Well, that one's already drying. Ah, I think this will be perfect. Can I do orange? I feel like I never use orange. Why do I limit myself this way? Oh? Eeny? Moo? Eeny, if you are kicking your little sister out of the window, we're gonna have words. I I don't know what she's doing over there, but she's doing girl-to-girl communication sounds. So I'm immediately suspicious. Okay. I'm gonna make a foray into orange. It's gonna end up brown. I don't want that. No more brown, orange only. Yeah. Okay, start with yellow. Orange. Ooh! Of orange. I was an orange hater for such a long time. I assume my reluctance to use it is kind of a holdover from that period of my life. But luckily I have recovered. There we go. It's loud as heck, but it can be cute. It doesn't get along well with a lot of colors. I mean, in a mixing way, it's difficult to mix. It's no less versatile, I think, than any other color in a color theory way. But mixing orange. He is trying to become brown, exactly. It's hard to use it without it fulfilling its destiny and becoming brown. Oh. Here we go. Okay, we got blue, we got purple, we got orange, yellow. I don't want to use green. I'm gonna do purple orange. We're gonna get silly with it. Oh, I wish I had taped these. But alas. If you completely saturate the paper, they tend not to wrinkle as bad, but you have to essentially soak the watercolor paper in the tub before you use it. Like, you have to drench it before the first wash. And I wasn't gonna do that. No thank you. So now it's just gonna have to be wrinkly. Their favorite snack tape. Yes. I should have granted the image of girls their favorite snack. Another thing I noticed after I got home from big trip, I noticed that this watercolor palette, it has so many colors, but I prefer the selection that's on my tiny travel palette for some reason. And I think it's just, it has like it has one single color on it that this one somehow doesn't have, and I miss it. And that has tricked me into thinking that overall I prefer the teeny tiny selection in the travel palette. Even though I don't really believe that to be the case. Aren't those swappable if they're empty? They are! I mean, you can just, like, I could just pick this one up and swap it with something else. Same for the travel palette. I could put my whole own little thing together. But these are way bigger than the ones in the travel palette. I think these are full pan. I believe that's the right size designation, full pan. And I think these are half pan. I think I think these would actually get stuck in here. Yeah, I could just buy the full pan size of this color, which is this one. I don't know what color that is. I have no idea what color it even is because they discontinued the edition of this travel set that I have. They don't make this one anymore. They make a different one now that's basically the same design, but it's got different colors in it, and it's a different... The plastic on the outside is a different color as well. It's not this dark blue. I know, right? What? That's what I said. But it has a different assortment of colors in the new edition, so I can't go on the website or even like an Amazon listing and see what the color assortment that I have is. I have no idea. I know I like that color. Oh yeah, archive.org. Yeah, I could probably Wayback Machine the web page. But why would they? I don't understand. They're messing with perfection. By changing the colors that the perfect travel kit came with, they've tried to fix something that was definitely not broken. Ah! Oh, my yelp startled Guinea. I'm sorry, Guinea. No, yeah, he was a smash hit. I was really struggling when I got him to decide between the one I got and a slightly different version, and the one I got is just... It's just perfect. It's perfect. It's the perfect design. And in my opinion, the perfect color selection. I think the new one is white. Like the plastic, instead of being dark blue, is white. Which, it seems to me to be a downgrade. Because you use, you know, you use this lid as a water holder for your paint water. It's gonna get stained over time. It's plastic. If it's white, then it will over time absorb the watercolor pigment and get all stained and yucky. Are we running out of pigments on Earth? I mean, a lot of them are non-renewable. Not all of them, but some of them are. Especially the ones that are compatible with plastic, right? Just chemically. You can make paint pigments out of tons of renewable stuff, but plastic dye, I don't know. I'm not sure what that is made out of. But I would imagine, because it has to be chemically compatible with plastic, it's probably not, you know, can't get it from a flower. I've seen like 9 billion things get discontinued and then recontinued in black or white exclusively. It could also just be a cost savings thing if people generally prefer black or white. It's not worth it to manufacture with the expense of color. I typed 900, but I thought it needed more zeros for emphasis. No, I know what you mean. That's why it's so nice to see green things, right? Green with a capital G and an exclamation point at the end. Very nice to see. Green option. Green! Water. It still feels cold, but I think that's okay. I don't need it to be perfectly immovable yet. Speaking of green, give Tiny her little green sweater. Also, yeah, I'll figure out what that color was that I really liked out of the little travel kit and probably buy it in a full pan size to add. But full pans from Winsor and Newton, even the Cotman, you know, the cheaper watercolor, are really expensive. I didn't realize the value I got when I bought this like 10 years ago almost. But damn, these things are expensive. And if you want the actual professional grade, oh my god, good luck. I saw a single full pan on their website when I was looking. It was a professional grade watercolor, and I think it was a limited edition or like special pigment, but it was 60 bucks. It was so much. Why is it so much? Hardcore blue fit. Oh yeah, hardcore blue fans don't like blue with an exclamation mark and capital B. But that is the only, it's like that blue, the capital B exclamation mark blue, to me, it's like play school blue. Toddler blue. Terrible and sad spoiler. Oh, for my full pan cost crisis. This is certainly not the first. I do like the fancy stuff because it is massively better. There is a, I remember this when I got this watercolor paper years ago. But there is a huge quality difference between the dedicated watercolor company, Watercolor, and everybody else's watercolor. Just as with the paper. You know, like a Canson watercolor paper, it works. But you're not gonna have as much fun. Just like this sketchbook. Do not stray from the path you have set yourself on. Just like this sketchbook, which I agonized over buying for literal months. It was $20. Like, it's not even... Okay, at the time, though, I was really poor, but months. I spent like 4 months agonizing over whether I should buy it. And I tried using alternative, cheaper watercolor sketchbook that I just had, and I was sitting there feeling generally unsatisfied, and then finally one day I pulled the trigger, I bought it, and I was so happy. I was so happy. First time I put a wet brush on it, I was like, yay! Why did I ever doubt myself? And the answer is because I don't want to be expensive. This is why I doubt myself. I very much don't want to be expensive. I'm choosing to believe this is why I hate painting. The materials make a difference. They really do. I think there's nothing wrong with cheap materials, you know, for student stuff. But we should not pretend that it doesn't make a difference at all. It's just like when people... Remember that weird period of time on... I guess I saw it the most on Twitter when artists were like making fun of people. Like a lot of artists were making fun of people for asking like, what brushes do you use? As if that does not actually have like a massive impact on the final result. Like, no one's suggesting that you can just have the right digital brush and then make a great painting with it. But people want to know, like, oh, how'd you get that texture or whatever? They would like get actually offended and make fun of people. It was so weird. Like, the materials make a difference. If they didn't make a difference, then you wouldn't be using them. The joke was that they were gatekeeping. Ew. There was like some prominent Twitter artist who had a shirt made that you could buy. It was like merch that said like, what brushes did you use on it. If it made no difference, we would all be using free MS Paint brushes. You just use the dot tool. Digital brushes didn't make a difference. Adobe would have gone out of business 20 years ago, right? There's no need to pretend like it. I don't know. I didn't understand that. But I do understand it from the angle of gatekeeping. Wow. The image in the webcam is not very clear at all. But that's okay. He can be blurry if he wants. Where you going? She's getting there. She will continue to get there. Once again, reduced to using purple to convey that Tiny is black. She is kind of purple. She's kind of a more purple brown. Than red or orange. This one has a lot of warm colors on it, so I'm trying to think of how to translate the green. I could just shift it to blue a little bit. And then shift Guinea's blue into purple. And Tiny does have a blue sweater. Kind of. It's got blue on it. Her little dino PJs. Oh, that's cute. That's perfect. Okay. You can be... Maybe you can be green. But like a muted green. More mossy. Yeah. It's not straw baby, it's blue baby. Oh, I think mossy is the wrong word. I think I wanted sage. That's the word. Here we go. Yeah. One of my favorite things about the student level, which is when I'm using Winsor and Newton instead of the professional ones, is a lot of the pigments tend to break at the edges in a way that I really like. And I know that's supposed to be undesirable, but I enjoy it. I like when they kind of at the edge of the water fall apart a little bit and make a border of their constituent parts. I think it looks really cool. try and convince that purple to drift upwards. Okay. Casting green on me. Here we go. Pink. It looks so much messier in the webcam than it does on the paper. But that's okay. You'll see it. You'll see it for real. When it's dry enough to hold up. That's that's so interesting. Yeah. There. Oh, Guineas has a really good yellow sweater. It doesn't fit like this, but it's one of my favorite ones. On her. Tiny, you can be blue again. Like, I like the blue. Oh! Oh! Watercolor had other ideas. That's fine. Looks cool. Whatever you think is best, watercolor. No sense in fighting its nature. Purple. Okay, I'm ready for the blue incursion. Here we go. Yeah. Whoa. Oh, there was a lot of pigment. In that corner. Whoa. Okay. I don't want it that dark. Yeah. Good. I'll probably end up doing 3 or 4 rounds of coloring, depending on how fast they dry. Here we go. Yeah. Has this been dry enough? Oh, it's so cute already. Aw. Let me see if I can get it to look better. Yeah. You want to focus on it? Hmm? Guess it does not want to focus on it. That's okay. You can see. The little touches of red I added worked so well. Purple. Hmm? Oh. Thought I heard a girl sound, but it was just something outside. Mm-hmm. Let's see, we've had yellow guinea, green guinea, blue guinea. Oh, how about purple guinea? Oh wait, I'm using purple for tiny. Ooh. Red is too close to pink. Eh. Why not purple? Just have to make some more really quick. Oh my god. I clearly favor this color. I've I've bored a hole all the way to the bottom in this color. I don't know if, yeah, you can see it. Ooh, a beautiful purple, befitting of Princess Guinea. Trying to coax it into going where it'd like. Wait, go? Tiny. Maybe she can be yellow this time. Yeah, that's cute. I think it would be good. Don't leave. Hold on, wait. This is the last one I worked on, right? Yeah, it's still wet. What? Okay. Just making a note really quick, so I don't forget to figure out what that color is and then buy it. I shan't forget. Water. Don't forget to hydrate. Remember water? Remember? You should give it a shot. There we go. I'm gonna make a more brown color for Tiny. Yeah! for her skin. And do the darker part. Shadowy parts of the tiny. Mm-hmm. There we go. And then organic, more pink. Whoa. Her beautiful lion nose. And her cute little wrinkly ears. It's a bit subtle. Yeah. That will dry nice. What can I do with the sweater? I guess I'll add more shading on the sweaters. Yeah. Cute. And then tiny as well. Looking for like a more vibrant green shadow instead of blue or purple. Here we go. Set you aside. Okay, do more of the same, I guess. But I think I'll give them different light sources. That sounds fun. More pink. I think it's easy to forget in watercolors, and as a result, very tempting to panic that everything dries lighter than you think it's gonna dry. I always have to resist the urge to lift colors off of the paper. Very deceptive. I think this is also why there's the perception that the colors are always dull or washed out, just because they do dry lighter, so you have to take several attempts to get it to actually be the color that you think it is. That's no one's struggle. Someone else out there panics because they think it's gone on too dark and they want to. There's gotta be somebody else. I think that's gotta be a factor, though, in why people get disappointed sometimes. It dries very differently than it looks when it's going on. No way around it. Tiny isn't blue today. Here's blue on this instance. And we'll make her shadows even more blue. And maybe some purple at the edges. Or red. And then, yeah, I'll do some red right at the edge. Yay! That one can draw. Oh, yeah. Move it around a little bit. Whee! Whee! Okay. Oh, they're looking so cute. Oh, I'm happy. Yep, that one's good. Bikini shadow on the sweater is gonna be red. Here we go. Whoa. I'll do some internal purple ones as well. Just a little bit. Come on. You're drifting. Here we go. Oh, the ear wrinkles. No! Forgot. Yeah. I'm not really doing a good job of respecting local colors, but oh well. will survive, I assume. Oh, yay! It's so blurry on the webcam. No! Okay, tiny sweater's mostly blue. Here. More blue. More blue and no, that's good. I like that. I like my overview. Not in how blurry it is, but it's better. You can kind of see. No! Oh, that one has way more contrast than the other one. That's fine. This one I had a huge amount of color bleed from the sweater onto the guinea. Huge. I'm gonna let that dictate where the shadows are, I guess. I'll let it be purple because of what happened with the sweater, and then just mix some red in there. Yeah! And now I'll just make the sweater way darker so that it looks different from the skin shadow. Darker and bluer, maybe? I'm not touching this collar part because I don't want it to bleed again. It already bled really bad the first time. I'll just leave it alone for now. And then the shadows for Tiny Sweater. It could be red. We're very sunset coated on this one. I like it. Yeah. Yay! Yeah, this one might need some extra attention because of what happened with the color bleed. But that's okay. He can get some extra TLC after the other ones are done. Oh, it's cute though! Her huge eyes and her nothing nose. Okay. Good for now. You can dry. Blech. Blech. Oh no, the first one is still drying. I have to sit here. Well, maybe the eyes, because I wanted to start eyes. Let's see if I have a smaller brush. Slightly smaller. It's kind of in bad shape, actually. A little bit frayed. Looks okay. Once it's wet, I'm sure it'll be fine. Okay, Tiny, you get your very bright green eyes. They're kind of yellow-green. And we'll add some yellow in them. Guinea's eyes are so blue that they're almost purple sometimes. It's frankly terrifying. We'll add some purple to them. Yeah. Okay, and we could stand to have more going on in the skin. Especially on the nose. Your cute little nose, Guinea. That's good. Tiny, you too. You need more going on in the skin. More red. Yeah, just wait for that to dry. Move this around just a little bit. Ooh. I like how this sweater ended up a gradient, kind of. Thank you, Guinea Sweater, for bleeding into Tiny Sweater. Same thing here. More depth. don't think any of that is too close to the eyes. I think I can start on the eyes here as well. It looks so messy in the webcam. Whoa. Okay, that's gonna take forever to dry. Whoops. That was way too much water. There's a bubble of water that is standing up above the page. That well, it'll get there eventually. Like girls in a toilet. Like girls in a toilet, it will eventually dry. Yeah. Not so much water that it forms a meniscus above the paper. More yellow. And then for green, purple. Great. Okay, need more. I mean, this, I think I like this one fine actually, but I do want more depth. More layers. Okay. I just realized I have 20 minutes before I have to go in preparation for the Shinri outfit. Very important. Oh yeah, that worked out just fine. Yay! Yeah, painting took in a little bit, but I don't want to be late to Shinri and also have to do a couple other things before that starts. Talking. I wonder if she hears me talking to the various painting instances of herself and feels confused. She hasn't come to see me since it is prime nap time, after she made her initial trouble. So, yeah, more of the same. More layers. More layers of color. You too, Tiny. Oh no! I made her eye color bleed. Isn't just like when she scratches herself too hard. And she has to go to the baby doctor and get weird green eye drops. Yay. Looking. Back to the first one. How we doing? Oh, almost dry. I'm gonna stretch for a second. No. Actually, since I only have like 10 more minutes. Let me try to show these better so you could actually see them. Even though they're kind of still drying. And the first one. Yeah. Wait. Focusing on whatever's back there. Wow. It does not want to focus on it. Second one's still drawing because of the eye meniscus that I made by accident. How is this one already dry? The third one. Oh, it focused! Yay! You can, once it focuses, you can see that it's messy, but it's not that messy. And then the last, this is my favorite line. They will look much less weird, I think, once the pupils are shaded. But so far, I'm very excited. They are definitely weird looking. That is part of their identity. They'll never look not weird, but I think they will look less weird once the pupils are not the same color as the iris. Ah! I am dropping and spilling so many things. Okay, I've got to dump this. Okay. Sit and dry over here. I'll find the one on the floor later. It fell on the floor. Ooh. A link. Oh. Wonderful. Let me see if we can get an idea of what that color is. What a nice reference. They have so many yellows. I'm noticing. There's a lot of yellows. Yeah, we can use this page. Yeah, this one. Use this guy. And I'm pretty sure both of these pirates I have that color on them. So I will put the color on this pirate as well. This one. This particular color. Look at it. Oh! It's so purple. I don't know. Your hat can be purple, whatever. It's just such a good color. It's so vibrant. I'm gonna hold this up. You can look at it. Like, the lighting isn't awesome. It's definitely not any of the violets. Oh, it does look like smalt. It does look like smalt. It could be smalt. It could also be... It's not violet. Well, it could be ultramarine violet, but it looks the most like smalt. Nah, it looks the most like smalt for sure. Well, it is a really funny name. I've not heard that word before in my life, I'm pretty sure. It sounds like a portmanteau of smelling salt. It's smalt. Okay, I'll wash that off later. I'll let you dry. Oh, half pen, $15. Smart. Oh wow, it only comes in a half pen? They don't make it in full pan. Oh, I guess that explains why it's on this one. And not on the full pan palette. That makes sense. It's either half pan or tube. And I'm not screwing around with tube. If I wanted to play with tube, I would use gouache. Yeah. Excuse me. Ugh. No, my browser is desynced. Sometimes tube is worth it. Depends on your application. I think tubes are generally regarded as better. Like in every way. But I like the pans. Although, okay, to be fair, I haven't tried a watercolor tube. I've tried gouache tube. I know I like gouache tube, but I don't think I've ever tried a watercolor tube. Small. Anyway, thank you for hanging out while I painted. Appreciate it. I'm gonna get ready for an outfit reveal. Yay! So fun. I love the paint. Paint is... Just go back over. Paint is great. Paint is therapeutic, particularly watercolor. After the week I had, needed some watercolor. So thank you for keeping me company. I have no idea what my schedule. I don't know what my streaming schedule is gonna be. I don't know what my work schedule is gonna be. I don't know when I'm gonna move over to my actual work schedule. It's all tumultuous and uncertain. But I'll come back. If nothing else, I'll come back next weekend. Enjoy Shinri. I'll see you then. Bye.